It is Smacktober. Listen, in case you missed it last week, the GOAT blew right through here and he RSVP'd for the Smack Off in typically epic fashion. So I figured we might as well get right to his profile for anybody who somehow is not familiar with Brad in Corona's body of work. The BIC is the GOAT for a reason. He has more Smack Off straps than anybody else. He's won the main event 6 times in 15 tries, meaning he wins more than once every 3 times he calls into the event. Or roughly that. He also won his very first Smack Off in 2009. He's got one of those like MJ kind of resumes, at least in a jungle sense, when it comes to the big day. He's kind of got that MJ aura, at least in a jungle sense, when it comes to that kind of thing. See, the crazy thing about Brad is he was elite from his very first call, like a special caller from the very jump. His very first call still stands as not only one of the best first calls ever, but really one of the best calls, period, ever to this show. This was way back in 2008.
Okay, I wanted to hit on the NBA Finals for a bit. I don't want to talk about Kobe or KG or PP. I only want to talk about the abundance of oil on Doc Rivers' nose and forehead. Hey, Doc, you're not supposed to sweat more than your players when all you do for 48 minutes is sit on the sidelines yelling out, "That's a foul!" Romy, be honest. Have you ever seen a face that oily before? I mean, it's no wonder oil's trading at $133 a barrel. Doc's been hoarding it all on his face for the past 2 months. George Bush wants to send troops to occupy Doc Rivers' nose. Hey, when this thing's all over, Romy, and the Lakers win the championship in 7, lose tonight by 20, maybe we could get a team of scientists to quarantine Mr. Rivers and determine how I can power my car from what comes off Doc's face every game. War Lakers in 7. War Phil Jackson playing all of the uncircumcised Euros in his lineup at the same time.
This guy. It reminds me of something my guy Alex Solis said about shared belief when he passed. Alex Solis said he was a special horse from day one. Brad was a special clone from day one. This guy. That call was so far ahead of its time. So that's what I mean. There have been a few moments in jungle history where I just sat back and I heard something and I was like, holy crap. Where did that come from? Who is that? Where did that come from? And that was one of those moments. The jungle changed forever in an instant with that call. So Brad comes out of nowhere to suddenly become the biggest threat in the jungle. And to this day, he still is. In fact, I really want to hammer home that point because I think some of you feel a little bit too safe right now. As if this guy's no longer that dangerous. As if this guy's no longer that guy. As if this guy isn't one phone call away from vaporizing anyone at any time. Speaking of you, Connor and Del Mar. Connor, you found out the hard way last year. Have you forgotten?
And speaking of bitches, Jim, thanks for taking a phone call from that stuttering fool Connor from Del Mar. That call made me wish Connor was the one buried in the infield of Del Mar instead of shared belief. Connor, that was the worst celebrity interaction story I've ever heard. Hey, Jim, you and I go way back. One time I was at Del Mar. Your horse came in second. I said, "Hey, Jim, tough one, buddy." And then you said, "Yep." Do you remember that, Jim? Do you? No, he doesn't remember some douche yelling at him at the horse track, Connor. He did remember shared belief, though, so thanks for making Jim cry during the middle of his workday.
Connor, you should be buried in the infield at Del Mar and not shared belief. Well, I guess I can laugh about it 10 years later. Obviously, it's not just Connor. Nobody is safe from Brad. Not even the dudes on my own crew. Remember the time the BIC tried to fire Jack Savage? I bet my man Jack remembers.
Well, I'm glad I actually got on. On that note, you should fire Jack Savage immediately, Jim. Worst call screener you've ever had. That includes Jay Stu, who hung up on me the first time I called. He picked up right now. He goes, "Jim Rome Show, who's this?" I go, "It's Brad." He goes, "Broad?" I go, "No, Brad." He goes, okay, yeah. Where are you calling from, Brad? I go, "Corona." He goes, Yeah, okay. Well, we got a pretty busy day. A few guys in front of you, but I'll see what I can do to get you on. Thankfully, Tom smacked him upside the head and got on the phone and passed the message along. But anyways.
You know what's funny about that? Jack probably sounded exactly like that. That's it. See, this is why Brad's so dangerous and Brad is so good. He can pick up that from a call screener in an exchange that probably took 15 seconds. So you can imagine the kind of damage he could do to any other clone that's been around for years, which is why he does what he does. That's exactly how Jack would have sounded. It's so funny. Like, nobody is safe from this guy. However, his arch nemesis and main rival does remain Lef in Laguna. And I say that because these two have spent the better part of the last decade vying for Smack-Off supremacy. But it has been the BIC who's got the edge over Lef. Brad even won his most recent strap in 2021 off the strength of this smack that he ran on Lef.
Final side note, Rome, and this is true. Lef was never in that helicopter in 2015, Jim. He took a picture in it, stepped out of it like a coward, and delivered that crappy fourth-place phone call from the runway while he sent Randall and the OC up in the chopper like a smack-off stunt penis buzzing your studio. God rest Randall's soul, by the way. Anyway, we knew Lef was a gimmicky little bitch, but now we know he's also a lying, gimmicky little bitch, and that's the worst kind of bitch, really. Also, kind of convenient that Lef, Randall, and Rich Flores were the only people who knew about this. And Randall, well, Jim, let's just say Randall's watching the Smack-Off today with Trapper and Rick's dad. And, Jim, 2 out of the 3 of those dudes were likely killed by Lef in Laguna and Rich Flores. You can hear all about it on my new podcast, Clone Killers. My quest to prove Rich Flores and Lef in Laguna killed Randall and the OC and Trapper and Dana Point. Allegedly. Out.
Yeah, and you feel safe. That call earned him strap number 6. But the last 2 Smack-Offs have not gone the BIC's way. He missed the podium altogether in Smack-Off 28. Then he had the infamous phone glitch derail his chances in the last Smack-Off. Even with this phone glitch, though, even with the glitch, the GOAT still came in 3rd.
Home stretch here, Jim. Looks like I finished the Brad and Corona bone stock in Omaha. Ugh. Omaha. Get the link from Lef in Laguna. War Lady Clones.
Weird glitch. Hey, R2D2. What up? Weird glitch. Small glitch, but everything counts on Smack-Off Day, which is why I'm constantly telling everybody, get to the best possible phone connection that you can get. I'm not blaming Brad for that because bleep does happen. Brad is probably still blaming us for that, but I'm not going to blame him. In fact, I'm almost happy that the glitch happened because now he's got even more of a chip on his shoulder than he ever has in the past. You can feel how hungry the BIC is right now. Like, you're going to have to kill me to beat me. Smack-Off 30? You think the BIC is going to let somebody else win Smack-Off 30? The GOAT is going to let somebody else win Smack-Off 30. Come on, right? He wants it for legacy. He wants it for revenge. He wants it to end any and all possible debate as to who the best caller ever to this show really is. And that's why he was in here last week, already sounding like he's ready to make his Smack-Off 30 call right now. Listen, this guy generally would show up maybe day of and not a second before. But this leads me to believe that he's putting it in, getting it in, and paying attention.
They say video killed the radio star, Jim, and nowhere was that more evident than when Silk Bra zoomed in earlier today. Silk, or as he's known around campus, Fat Times at Ridgemont High. I mean, it's really hard for me to pick the most riveting part of that Zoom, Jim. Was it when Silk broke down the Huntington Beach Middle School bell schedule for us, or was it when he announced it was Rich Flores' birthday and invited you and Janet to a taco party? These are rhetorical questions, Jim. None of it was good. I'm used to seeing Silk on X when he's on X, if you know what I mean. Sober Silk is not a great Silk. I know you can't drink at work, brah, but maybe next time you could at least pop a couple Zins in to take the edge off, you know? You started squirming pretty hard there when Jim asked you about your open relationship with Rich Flores.
I didn't actually ask him about an open relationship with Rich Flores. I asked him about a working relationship and whether or not that was exclusive or not. Brad. Anyway, dude, cannot wait to hear what you have for us on October 31st. Everybody else should be bracing themselves and getting ready because clearly the BIC is coming.
Okay, wow. That call screener's stupid. Romy, I came to the jungle to drink some beers and talk some smack. Rick in Buffalo is so ugly when he and his wife have sex, she has to close her eyes and pretend he's Tony Kornheiser. Hey, shout out to Cruz Pedregon for volunteering to put the Smack Off winner's name on his race car for one race. Cruz, I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth here, but dude, this ain't the Indy 500, man. You race NHRA drag cars that last for like 5 seconds. The only thing quicker than that with less publicity would be if Vic in NoCal volunteers to shout out the winner's name the next time he has sex. Brad and Corona! But when I smack him like this, and it takes it like that, Jim, you'll have to admit that this guy's just a hack to me. When I clown them like this, and they take it like that, it's not hard to believe that they've all become hacks to me. Mark in Hollywood, what do your parents tell their friends that you're doing out here exactly? Last week, Matt in Vancouver called in and admitted that him and Tyler had a shared calendar appointment for a northern Sando with my wife. Matt, I'm confused. When you kick my wife out of your northern Sando, that just leaves 2 dudes left in the Sando? So it's an all-meat protein-style Canadian Sando? If the Mant brothers were horse owners, their stables would consist of 1 Zenyatta, that's you, Jim, and about 50 of those zebra-painted donkeys that tourists take pictures with when they go down to Mexico. I afraid he won this thing last year and he took the computer as his prize? Giving a 92-year-old guy a computer is borderline elder abuse, Rome. Hexy poo, I put a hex on you. I'm not saying times are hard for Mark in Hollywood, Jim. What I am saying is the only acting work he's had lately consists of trying to convince the cashier at Walmart that the dog food he buys once a week is actually for a dog and not for him to chow down on in the parking lot like they've caught him doing on the regular. Extra, Brian Weber, football newspaper here, see? Read the results of every touchdown scored. Totally commercial-free there, boy. Seriously, Rome, I don't know if you've seen Left's ears lately, but I'm pretty sure with those radar dishes tacked to the sides of his head that dude can listen to your show without ever actually turning on his radio. Rumor has it he can hear a whisper from over 50 miles away. Hey, Left, you're a gimmicky little bitch. Hey, man. Hey, you listen to Jim Rome show, dude? I'm on there, man. I'm the guy who, when I call up, dude, no matter what I say, at the end of every phone call, I go like this, man. I go, I do declare. And then I say, now I'm done. Rack me, dude. Oh, man. I'll tell you that, man. It's awesome, man. Cal in Vegas recently relocated to heaven. R.I.P. Cal. Stucknut didn't post the odds of you winning this year, but they're the same as they were last year. I can't wait. Rome sent me in the back off today. Oh, Brad and Corona, how do you do that voodoo that you do so well?
I mean, Brad and Corona? You know, the amazing thing about that is he's done all that damage making only a few phone calls a year. Like, we have this entire library, and that's not it. An entire library of just brilliance. Brilliance. Greatest caller to a sports talk radio program ever. Period. Not my opinion, but a fact. Really, Rome, a fact based on what? It's my opinion, but it's a fact. That's insane. That montage is insane. And again, he's done that kind of damage calling maybe 2 or 3 times a year. So that's your standard. That's the GOAT. That's the one to beat. And again, I want to make the point, because when he called in last week to RSVP, not only was he still nasty and dirty and filthy, but he's still making it look really easy. He's still focused. He's still determined. He still has that chip on his shoulder. The guy wants it like it's his. He essentially is saying, come and get it. Come and get it. It's mine. Y'all know it's mine. It's me against the field. It's like Tiger in his prime. Who are you going to bet? Tiger or the field? Tiger or the field? Brad or the field? Regardless, hey, nut, respectfully, with your odds, the guy's just that good. And if he's interested, he's even better.